fallout continues over this weekend shooting in downtown Roanoke.
Yeah, yesterday we showed you the police chief's emotional response to the incident, and that is what a lot of people are still talking about tonight. 10
News reporter Jessica Jewell is live in downtown Roanoke. So, Jessica, how are people reacting today?
We sent a lot of reaction on our Facebook page to the chief's comments. A lot of people commending his passion, saying they agree with him and calling him a chief with a backbone. Others, though, don't agree as much and say police have some responsibility here. And tonight we're hearing from one of those who was here to watch the shooting firsthand.
All of a sudden I hear people screaming and arguing.
Robert Mazza walking us through the chaos that hit the streets of downtown Roanoke as the bars let out Saturday night.
I came out here and I looked and there was just like a huge crowd.
He's the head of security at Shishka, just down the street, so he took it upon himself to try to control the crowd.
I went back this way real quick and then I thought there was too many people in danger, so I came back because I thought I could maybe do something.
Until a bouncer at Awful Arthur's told him someone had a gun. Soon after, he heard the gunshots.
Then everyone was running all over the place and it was just complete chaos. People were screaming. You had no idea if there was going to be more shots.
Police Chief Tim Jones says 10 officers on patrol in the downtown area at the time responded within seconds, prompting this.
Obviously, putting more police officers down there won't fix it because this individual felt perfectly comfortable of walking through at least 10 to get a gun and shoot someone.
But that plan doesn't sit well with some.
Do you think that they need to have more police officers downtown at night?
Definitely.
Without increased presence, downtown bars are working on their own plan to keep the area safe. But Mazza says police need to be part of that conversation instead of taking themselves out of it.
Summer months is going to be rough. Hopefully we could change things before that happens. We don't have much time, but I believe it could be done.
Another piece of Chief Jones' news conference from yesterday that's catching a lot of heat is when he compared the scene here early Sunday morning to a rap video. Some people calling that racist and now calling for his resignation. Live in Roanoke, I'm Jessica Jewell, 10 News, working for you.